Tuning into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't realize how funky this was.
Oh, this is so funky.
I'm so excited now.
Who's ready to bleed?
Forever. Forever.
Welcome everybody to the Monday Night Raw After Show right here on AfterBuzz
Japan
TV.
number one.
That's right.
Forever.
We got a full squad. We are less than 2 weeks away from WrestleMania. That means we have one more. We have a go-home Raw next week before WrestleMania.
That's crazy to think about.
It's crazy
Yeah.
to think about.
This is Terry Funk's theme, if y'all are wondering, by the way.
Yeah.
BT
This
Dubs.
is really 70s. This
It
I
show
love
is.
it so much.
So welcome everybody. We got a full squad here tonight. We got plenty to talk about. It was a polarizing Raw according to people in chat roll. I drove in from Phoenix at 5 a.m. I'm on no sleep, so I don't know if I'm even thinking straight. So don't pay attention to anything I say. I'm gonna kick to you guys the entire show, and then see if I come up with anything to say. A couple words in a row.
There you go.
All right, sounds good.
Usually.
All right, find me on Twitter at JQuasto. That man right there, he is the host of the pay-per-view after shows right here on Raw, as well as many other things. Find him on Twitter at Steve Kaufman. That's because his name's Steve Kaufman.
Yes.
What's up, bro?
Kaufmann. I usually introduce the whole thing, and you're just like, nope, he nailed it.
There you go.
I will also be at WrestleMania next week. It'll be a great time.
There you
Dude,
go.
WrestleMania. That dude right there, see him every single week on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, along with myself. He is the first and only progenitor of hyper optimism. Find him on Twitter at Ty Matthews PMA. He's Ty Matthews.
What it do?
What a dude, bro.
Happy to be here. I really enjoyed Raw tonight. I really enjoyed
I did
most of
too,
Raw.
and you and I are gonna get killed in chat roll because chat roll's not happy. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed most of it.
Yeah,
I
most of it.
enjoyed a lot of it.
A lot of it. There we go.
I'll go out on
there
that
we
limb.
Go. We're batting. I don't know what we're batting, but it was, I dig it. I dug the Terry Funk appearance. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we're going to get next to the lovely lady sitting right next to you. She's a very talented actress and improviser, and also the host of many things here on AfterBuzz TV. That's where we are. Find her on Twitter at Makia McCarty. She's Makia McCarty.
Hey, yeah, wow, you are on no sleep.
And
my
you gave
man.
me part of your Subway sandwich.
I did. I did.
appreciate
You needed
you.
to
I've seen
feel
that.
I
Sometimes you
appreciate
gotta
you.
eat
that I
fresh.
didn't want to eat it anymore.
Yo, the last 2 nights, I slept on like a borderline ottoman, and then last night an arrow bed that deflated during the night. And
I hate that.
then I got up and I got up at 5 a.m., drove in from Phoenix. At one point, I had to pull over and take a 40-minute nap in my car at a truck stop.
Did you say an arrow bed?
Yeah, I didn't know there was a leak in it. I stayed at my friend's house, didn't know there was a leak in it until 3 in the morning when I woke up on the floor with the arrow bed on either side of me.
Never heard called an arrow bed.
I've been there.
What are they called?
Air
Air
mattress?
mattress?
Oh, I don't know. Arrow bed.
Arrow bed sounds like you're flying.
Yeah,
Well, no,
where
an
did you
arrow
grow
bed.
up where it's
An
an
arrow bed is
bed?
in-
Oh,
Where'd you grow up?
Is that a brand?
Pennsylvania.
Is that a brand, Steve?
Arrow bread is
Just
a,
north of Philadelphia.
Arrow bread. We are.
Arrow bed is a brand. An
I
air
see.
mattress
Yeah.
is a type of mattress.
It's like Kleenex and tissue.
So-
All I know
of
is
us-
I crashed to the ground quick.
Oh, did it wake you? Because nothing's worse than waking up on the
Oh,
floor
that's the worst.
when you went to bed with air separating
I'm
you from the
just-
floor.
I'm just hurt. I get back to LA, I'm running around nonstop. I'm just ready to do this. Let's have some fun, everybody.
Love it.
Let's have some fun.
Let's
Yes.
do it.
All right, let's
All
get
right,
to
let's
Raw right now. Starting off, Stephanie
Hype.
McMahon in the ring. What's up, Ty?
No, we're hyped.
Oh,
That's
wow.
all I'm saying.
We're
Get hyped.
Are you hyped?
I'm hyped.
I'm hyped.
I'm
Are you
super
hyped?
hyped.
I'm hyped.
All right, are y'all hyped?
I'm
Let's
wondering
go.
what's going to come out of your mouth. This
I
is
know.
You know?
Red leather, yellow leather. All
Get
right. Stephanie McMahon hits the ring and says Triple H is not here tonight, not because of Roman Reigns, but because of corporate responsibilities. Because we're successful, unlike all of you in Philadelphia. And then
Hey.
Roman Reigns hits the ring. Oh,
Hey.
Oh, there we go.
that's Mark
Get
Donica on the
it.
ones and twos, y'all.
Yes.
Soapbox Mark.
What to do?
Mark's the best.
Yes, he is.
Also, let's be clear. To be one of the people who were lucky enough to get a ticket to this Monday Night Raw in Philadelphia, probably are a little successful. And they were sold out. They were sold out for a while. Like
Right?
it's a pretty hot ticket when they come to Philadelphia.
One of the biggest wrestling cities in the world.
Absolutely.
Home of WrestleMania
Least in the country.
Which they took the numbers away.
Which one? Which
Well,
one?
no, the
Orlando's
one
next
after
year.
the one after Orlando should be.
Is
that.
it?
No, that's not official, but it's in the running.
I hope so. I can go home for Mania.
So what,
Orlando-
34 then?
34, yes.
Ah.
Orlando. Well, I mean, it would
man.
technically be WrestleMania cheesesteak.
WrestleMania tetrahedron.
Because they don't do.
They're just
they
shapes
don't do
now.
numbers anymore.
They're shapes now.
I don't know what a tetrahedron is.
This is WrestleMania Star. Last year was
Yeah.
WrestleMania Play Button.
Yeah.
You know, formerly known as WrestleMania number.
Welcome to WrestleMania Tetris. So Roman Reigns hits the ring, and she's like, you got a lot of nerve coming to the ring like this. He cuts off the mic, and he says simply,
Covered it.
Cups
I was
it.
like, what?
cups it.
Cups
That's-
it and then shushes her.
That's the you don't treat your boss like
He should
that.
have given her the
Wow.
straight up Encino Man. Shush!
Oh no.
We're always on point.
There we go.
So Triple H isn't here because he knows I'd whoop his ass all over Broad Street. Local reference, I'm down with that. He says, in Mania, I'm going to your stadium, I'm taking your ring, and I'm taking my title, and there's nothing your daddy's money can do about it. She goes to slap him,
Denies.
and he stops it.
Just like that.
But no, yeah.
He did it
Yours
better.
was like a ninja move.
He did a little bit better. It was
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I'm the authority, and he bounces. I will say this, because Roman Reigns has his detractors, especially in the city of Philadelphia. I thought tonight, in his 2 segments, Marquita, give me your opinion here. I thought this was the best 2 segments Roman Reigns has done outside of a match in a while. And I think this bodes well for him, at least, going into the Mania.
I'm going to have to say, because of audience response, I'm going to have to agree with you with that. Because hearing him on the mic like any other time, it's almost like people are just like, oh, well, bathroom time then. All right, great.
And
Or
Philly,
it's just
Philly
like,
wants to hate him. Philly does hate him. After the Royal
Yeah.
Rumble,
Yeah.
they went nuts.
Well,
any
and then-
kind of response that he got, that was great for me.
My first question when I heard his response tonight was, and I don't think it's likely. I think he's getting a response, but I've been wondering tonight, was he getting a pure negative response and they were piping in the cheers?
No.
Which seems unlikely. That's hard to do on live
No,
television.
it seemed like
If this were a SmackDown, I'd think that.
Right.
no, he hit the right note with it. That was the thing. I was surprised.
He did it.
I'm not a huge fan of the whole Roman Reigns doing the title thing. Like, I think, 3rd generation wrestler, awesome. He's worked up for it and everything, but he's just too damn pretty. He's too damn pretty, and I want him to go all the way heel and put something on his face.
Which could happen. Let's hope so.
Yeah, I was super down with it. I think that this is the Roman Reigns that we've needed to see for a long time now. His promo with Steph was short. It was to the point. It made him look like a badass that wasn't afraid of anyone. And then later on when we see him, beat the holy hell out of Triple H and Triple H's only appearance on the show. That's exactly what we've been needing out of him. That's what everyone loved when he was in the Shield.
Yep.
He's this silent badass that comes around, he wrecks people, might say a couple words, and then he bounces.
That's what Philadelphia loved about him the last time he was there.
Right.
And he became world champion.
right. He's not supposed to be The Rock. He's not supposed to
Yeah,
have
no.
1,000 catchphrases and be witty and funny.
No.
He'll just beat your ass and then say, hey, that was that.
Yeah.
Also, this is the second week he's not coming in through the crowd. That they're officially ditching that.
Right. Which I think it's about time.
Yeah, it is. He was the only one holding on. to
Yeah,
at
it ran
that
its
point.
course.
It got to the
Yeah.
point where you had too many people in the audience acting weird when you would walk by him.
Oh, sure.
There's always one dude that just has to be a.
Do you think they're ever going to change his music? To his own thing?
Not anytime soon. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but probably not anytime
I think
soon.
that's something they should consider.
Mm.
If he does that full heel turn, get him some different.
Sure,
music.
sure.
Whenever he does
Too
a
much
full-
nostalgia with this.
Whenever he
music.
does a full heel turn, which he could do very soon.
Absolutely.
I would love that.
Yes. That would
Do
be
something to that face.
because we want to like him. We
Right.
want to like him, but
we
we
wanna
have to
love hate him.
But we have to hate him first.
Exactly.
I think the
Yeah.
easiest way to get people to like him is to tell them not to like him.
Yep. Because-
That's what happened. I mean, obviously the New Day is great, but I think that's primarily what happened with the New Day. Everyone was saying so much, no, you don't like these guys, you don't like these guys, and that made everyone think, maybe I like these guys.
It's like
Maybe
going,
they don't suck.
It's,
Right,
it's like
exactly.
keeping it simple. The best way to become a really good heel, the best way to become a really good babyface is you got to be a heel first,
Right, right,
and
right.
then you make. So, I don't know. I'd love to see some kind of major swerve happen at WrestleMania. I don't know if it's going to happen,
Right.
but
Well, people have been fantasy booking a turn on Dean Ambrose for months and months now.
To a point where that won't even have, and they've been teasing it enough and
Right.
putting him in enough situations to do it. either of them to turn heel, honestly.
Right.
That it won't have any impact when it actually happens.
That's true. That's a good point.
Because there have been at least 5 situations in the past, 8 months.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose or Roman Reigns could turn on the other.
Like, I don't want to use the term half-hearted because nothing that these two guys do is ever half-hearted or, half-ished or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's unbelievable. It's not, I don't believe it. It's not there for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but our favorite Mansoor Melancholy
Favorite name.
says Stardust will climb the ladder to outer space to capture the Ivory Enterprise and take it to Mars and celebrate with David Bowie.
Oh my. Oh my.
I like that.
Man, Mark is on point with the music.
He's yeah, Donica's always on point.
Love it.
He's on that soapbox. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. This had all the makings of a classic. It really did. I mean, just so much. Missed Pele kicks, connected Pele kicks, massive clotheslines, a frog splash
Yeah,
from Owens. 5 stars.
Right. I was super into this match. 100% into this match.
And it seems like they've been working with each other a while.
Right,
because
right,
they
right.
have.
They've been doing a lot of house shows.
This is the second televised match, and then they were, the same night as Roadblock, they were in Atlantic City. Headlining in Atlantic City for the Intercontinental Championship in a 30-minute Iron Man match.
There you go.
Where I believe Owens won 3-2 or 3-1. So they've been working with each other a while. They're both great performers, and we just got to see the best of it.
And I think, that showed tonight for sure. I mean, that spot, for them to do this spot during a commercial, I was so mad. But when AJ Styles goes for that springboard and Owens just super kicks his legs out from under him and he bails on the rope to the outside, such an incredible moment among many others.
And then Jericho, he starts chanting AJ Styles' name, comes down to the ring, distracts AJ, and then a classic distraction roll-up for the win. That's the thing about the match. I was like,
Yeah, I think I finally got on the tie train with that. I'm sick of distractions. It's just too much now. Too
Yeah.
much. This match deserved a better ending than
it was
that.
incredible.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
How about AJ with the torture rack? Holding up Kevin Owens. Are you serious?
The transition into the rack bomb, sure, but the Thunder Fire bomb, I think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really thought that he was gonna keep the torture rack on him. Like, all right, total package, I'm down with
They
it.
got real creative.
Also,
Yeah,
he
it was
did
awesome.
he did a fireman's carry into
Into that, well, that's the old Shelton Benjamin,
Yes.
right onto the knee.
right onto the knee, or as Michael Cole called it, it's like an AA, but onto his knee.
No. He said it's like an AA, but into a neck breaker. It's like it's neither of those things actually.
It's really.
I mean, we're splitting hairs, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for oversimplifying to a point of incorrectness, Michael Cole.
Exactly.
And by Michael Cole, I mean Vince McMahon, who's telling
Hey.
Michael Cole what to say.
I
Sure.
will always defend announcers. It's not easy calling stuff in the moment, all right? You don't always get it right, trust me. You just got to say stuff and hope it comes out okay. All right? That's all
Hey,
there
at
is
least
to
they
it.
were talking about the match, so.
Yeah.
There's
Yes, I'm
you know
not-
what?
There you
We'll
go.
take
There
what
you
we
go.
can
There you
get.
So afterwards, KO gets on the mic after he wins. He does win, actually. I was going to say allegedly, but no, he won. Gets on the mic, starts talking WrestleMania. Dolph Ziggler hits the ring. He said, there's no one more fitting to steal the show at WrestleMania than me. Then Miz hits the ring, and he's like, step aside for a real star. I main evented at WrestleMania. Then Sami Zayn says, I can't think of a better time or place than to get my hands on Kevin Owens. KO's like, none of you deserve a chance. But you know what? Tonight, there's going to be a triple threat match to determine the number 1 contender. I'll make sure it happens.
I'll make sure it happens because a one-on-one match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania would be perfect.
Oh man, I was super hyped at this promo for sure. And Dolph Ziggler slipping in a Botchamania reference as well.
Oh, that was
He
perfect.
did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said he named all the Amanias, Axelmania, Hulkamania.
right.
He probably didn't say Hulkamania, and then
Yeah, from that point, did it start being called KO Mania? Is that when Kevin
he's-
Owens started?
he's
or
been
doing
talking-
that?
he's
been saying that the last
I guess
couple
I
weeks.
just let that. Whew.
Yeah, the last maybe
Yeah,
2
it
or
stuck
3
with me
weeks.
for this
They even
one.
made a shirt
They've
for
even
it.
got a shirt.
They've
of
got
it,
a
yeah.
shirt for it?
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh,
Okay.
you look at their clothes.
I
How
will
cute of
I
you.
will purchase that.
Oh, shut up. I just get the emails.
There you go. Dean Ambrose, he's at a bar in Philly, and he's talking to someone you don't quite know who, but he's saying what he's going to do to Brock Lesnar. He doesn't think Lesnar's willing to go as far as he has to beat Dean Ambrose. And then you see none other than the legend, Terry Funk.
Motherfunker.
I wish I had the rhyme memorized that he had, but I don't.
Oh, it was all over the place, and I loved
But
it.
rest assured, I'll probably play it on Compadres if you listen this week.
There you go.
But he crushed it, and he goes, I got something for you. Here's a chainsaw. You can just bring a chainsaw. In Philly, you can actually, there's a chainsaw carrying law. You can do
Yeah,
that.
you.
I mean, I guess chainsaws are legal in no DQ matches.
Yeah.
Technically speaking,
hey.
Technically.
you cannot be
Hey.
If
disqualified.
we're getting into the
Yeah.
semantics.
You cannot be
Wow.
disqualified given the semantics of the match.
You still can't give a heart punch though.
No hard
No.
punches.
No
and
hard
no pile drivers, all right?
God no.
But chainsaws, all right, I guess.
Chainsaws are probably against like the law,
Right.
but they're not against the rules.
No, as long as it's happening in the ring during the match, we're fine.
But my question is, and then Dean Ambrose chops down a table,
Yeah.
as you do.
Of course, you got a chainsaw.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
We got a baseball bat with barbed wire. We got a chainsaw.
Right?
They have to realize that you have to have something crazy with this match now. You can't just throw all these crazy weapons out there and have just a regular.
Well, I think
right?
that was their plan all along, was to go balls out with this match. Of
course.
Like that's I think even before they started introducing all of these,
I
we're
think-
going to see a lot of blood in this match.
And I think
Oh.
that's what Lesnar wants.
Right.
Like this strikes me as if I'm gonna be at WrestleMania and not fighting necessarily for the title, like I'd still want it to matter.
Right.
Yeah, and just imagine who this is. This is Brock Lesnar. This is like MMA ultimate guy with like everything's muscles, and you think he's scared of blood? You think he's scared of making someone bleed a couple of pints on that mat? No. And if he's not doing a title, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Make it
gonna
count.
be something that people are
I'm
gonna
gonna
talk about.
I'm gonna be dodging a chainsaw.
Exactly. I mean, go back to that Extreme Rules match between Brock and Cena when Brock very first came back. Even that was violent.
That was
Yeah.
a shoot match,
F5.
most of it.
Right?
Like,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make the call now. The chainsaw is gonna get used to cut down the jumbotron on top of the ring.
Oh God.
oh wow.
Wow.
So is this the last match of the night? Or
Right.
are
Yep.
they gonna stop for 2 hours to
Yep.
fix
At
everything?
literal death
I
match.
think the chainsaw is gonna be used on the ropes.
I mean, you get these weapons. Dean Ambrose is he's gonna have a little Moxley come out of him, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. I mean, this is the guy that ended the streak at Mania. It can't just be a bunch of chair shots to the back.
Oh no, this needs to be a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
that no other wrestler would take.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I do like that they're steadily building it up with, like you were talking about, wrapped bat, chainsaw. We just saw him with Strom with, oh wait, that's kind of skipping ahead, but with the chair and DDT onto the chair, and it's like, yeah, they're kind of numbing us a little bit to violence.
Right.
So when it hits us with WrestleMania, I'd be like, oh, this is violent, but maybe it's not that bad.
Right. Well, and even with Roman's attacks, I mean, those have been pretty brutal the last
Yeah.
couple
It was
of
a
years.
car assault.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
happened. That was a car invasion.
Absolutely. So between Shane and Taker and then Lesnar and Ambrose, we're gonna see a lot of brutality at Mania.
Although I think
and
Shane
knowing-
will be more high spots, but
knowing-
you're right.
I think it'll be a little bit of both.
And then Mr. Melancholy with a Vince Russo dig, pretty funny. I won't read it, but
Love it.
Okay.
Swerve.
Yeah.
No, but what's the escate from Chainsaw though? 'Cause it's
Really,
rule
where do you
3.
go from
I think Sergeant Slaughter has to give him a grenade, right? I'm pretty sure
Whoa.
you can take that. Just hire me.
I like it.
Oh, man.
What about a Chuck Taylor imaginary grenade? Can we do that?
good.
Can we get away with that?
How do you? I think if you did that first, that would be fine. But
On your imagination.
if you're escalating from a chainsaw, a jackhammer.
Right.
Have
Maybe-
Kane set up the burned alive match stuff outside the ring,
Yes.
Or maybe the jumper cables.
or maybe
Oh yeah.
We remember those.
we do. We know where they got attached to.
Or any of Isaac Yankum's dental instruments.
Yeah. There's a lot of weapon options we have.
Really,
I mean, really,
Heidenreich.
the sky's the limit.
Among the current
Heidenreich's
roster.
poetry.
No, he just
No, just Heidenreich.
No, he just,
Just-
he
oh, no,
brings-
Heidenreich,
He just
yeah.
brings Heidenreich down with his gloves on, and then he does poetry.
Love
and
it.
then yeah, I mean, look, Hornswoggle has a lot of stuff under that ring. A lot of stuff under that ring, so he'll be ready.
Right.
That's the main thing.
Love it.
Kevin Owens backstage with Steph McMahon. He says, she's like, yeah, I'm on the phone. Just cut to the chase. What do you want? He's like, I want to make a triple threat match for the #1 contendership. She's like, all right. It's going to be a triple threat match. Cool. Then we have a cool little backstory about Shane McMahon. He last left WWE October 16th, 2009. Cool little story there. League of Nations, they're in the ring making fun of the New Day. New Day sucks left and right. They say a couple things that I thought were clever. And then,
Bootios.
yeah, New Day hits the ring. You are trash.
They were on fire.
Rusev got some bad
Oh.
feet. Del Rio used to have a ring announcer, a car. Now he's stuck in the League of Nations. Barrett is a waste of a king. They shame him. I love when they shame
Yes.
him.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
I love when they shame him. And then
Speaking of shame,
that's in Sheamus.
I wasn't feeling it. I gotta say, I wasn't feeling it.
I like the second half better than the first half, New Day.
what? I thought this was really fun. This is like a culmination, a little bit more mic time with them. It showed like the rivalry between them and League of Nations. It made League of Nations more relevant to me because they were being made fun of by, King of Bootios, the Kings of Bootios. And it's like, plus, I was kind of getting tired of the League of Nations New Day thing. This revitalized it for me, actually.
It was the exact opposite.
Oh,
By the end
no.
of the mic time, I was real tired of this.
Oh, no.
Real tired. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the New Day, and this is gonna sound contrarian just for contrarianism's sake, but it's like I said before. You want so badly to root for guys when you're being told not to root for them. I feel like if the New Day keeps on gradually, going this course of being full-fledged baby faces, I think they lose a little bit of their edge. I think they become
in their
defanged a little
defense-
bit.
I feel like it's only going to be for WrestleMania.
Because here's why. Let me explain why. Because when the New Day are villains and when they're supposed to be hated, I feel like they can be a little bit more creative with what they say to the point where it's okay if fans don't like it because they're not supposed to like it, but if they do, that's fine. Now you have to guarantee the fans like it because they're faces, and so I feel like they're trapped in a little bit more of a box. Now they have to have more official catchphrases. They have to have more things they can put on t-shirts.
In their defense, they haven't actually changed anything.
I feel like they have.
No,
I feel like they have.
Other
just
than
turned the
promoting
volume up.
Yeah, like I feel like, and even the Roadblock match, there was a heel finish.
Right,
Like,
right.
through and through. Like, they just played it as heels, but people like them because they're heels.
See, I don't see.
So, because I've seen this happen before where people start cheering a heel and then they turn them face and then the crowd goes mild.
Right,
This
right,
isn't
right.
happening here. They're still cutting down their opponents. They're still doing the
Sure.
heelish double turn.
Yeah, they're just doing it in
Right.
a fun way. I mean, it's not just a whole, D-hole kind of a way.
Well, let's
it's
put it
fun.
this way: League of Nations certainly are not winning the titles of WrestleMania. So
I don't know.
But why would you do that?
Right,
Yeah, I'm with
right.
you.
let's hope New Day can go. I just think they didn't have really there was not an obvious opponent for them. So
Right,
here
right.
we insert League of Nations after WrestleMania. It'd be nice to see someone else step up and battle New Day and allow New Day to just be who they are without having to be in a category.
Right. I think my biggest issue is I feel like actually the volume's been turned down. I feel like before when they were saying booty, it was fun because it was creative. Nobody was expecting it. Now that it's an
forced.
officially quote unquote branded catchphrase,
It's forced, yeah.
Yeah, it feels a little bit forced. That's my only issue. I still love him, and I thought Rusev versus Biggie was a dope match.
Yes.
Such
It was
a dope
really
match.
good. It was
That
a
was
let's
really
get to
good.
that. It was a
Mhm.
fantastic
I like that.
match. The Spirit of Sheamus outside the ring. I don't know how Big E jumped right back up. Jesus, it looked like he separated his shoulder.
Unicorn power.
Oh my God. Kofi with a Trouble in Paradise to Rusev, and then a big ending for the win. But Rusev in control most of the match.
Yeah, let's talk about those kicks. Let's talk about those
man.
kicks from Rusev.
This was aggressive Rusev where he's
When-
not worried about what girl he's with, or this is just Rusev wanting to kick some ass.
Right. When Big E went for that spear the first time, he gets caught with that knee, and then the high kick from Rusev. That was an absolutely incredible
That was
moment.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I miss Rusev's kicks. We don't get to see them as much.
This was a Haas fight that I could get super into.
Yeah, it was like mountain versus mountain.
Right.
All I could think of, and Mark would probably with me on this, is like Aaron versus an abnormal Attack the Titan.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And Aaron was Big E. And it was huge. It was beautiful. And they were just smacking each other.
Yeah.
And it was like epic. If it was a comic book, you would see like,
Mm-hmm.
the onomatopoeia going on in the
Exactly.
margins.
The chemistry was great. They were both fantastic. Everyone knows Rusev is fantastic in the ring, and Big E, when he gets a chance to show it, he can do it too. And I think you have people in the chat roll saying, "Oh, this match is going to be. We don't care about it at WrestleMania." I'm telling you, whether you care or not, they're going to put on a great match.
Yeah, these are all great in-ring performers.
And I think we're going to see an appearance from the Freebirds too.
Is that a real? No, really?
Yeah, why
Oh.
not? Because it's the Freebird rule. We have a tag team title match between that's
And-
3 versus 4.
But like, they'll
getting
just be
in-
sitting there.
they're
yeah,
getting
they'll
in-
show up and get involved.
They're getting inducted. That'd be amazing.
Oh God, I didn't think about that. That
How,
would
how
be-
could you not?
If last year, if DX and NWO can get involved, why can't the Freebirds?
Well, obviously, it won't be the full Freebird. Sure. I mean, who's left? There's Michael Hayes and there's
And they'll take their sweet time coming down.
exactly
Michael Hayes will be dressed more like a pimp than the Godfather will. That's for sure.
Right,
That's
exactly,
a guarantee,
exactly.
actually.
There's no doubt about that.
But it's obviously Terry Gordy's gone. It was Michael Hayes, and who was the third? I'm sorry.
You're asking me anything right now? My brain? No. I have no memory right
I'm
now.
so blanking on the third.
His
Freebird.
library catalog is closed
Yeah.
for maintenance.
Someone in
It'll
chat
come
roll,
up.
tell us who the third Freebird is.
as
you
we
go.
as we continue.
Well, I think 4 are being inducted, though.
Were there 4?
I believe so.
Man, I am just.
I could be way off.
All right.
But nonetheless, Bray Wyatt and the rest of the Wyatt family, actually like this a lot. They all had something to say. And then Braun Strowman says, "The God of War watches over me tonight. I offer Dean Ambrose the soul as sacrifice for my family." And then Bray jumps in. "When the sun rises again, I will finally ascend to my eternal throne." And then we get a Snickers commercial with freaking Chrisley.
Do the Todd, everybody.
Hold up, real quick. When is your one-man show where you just recite Bray Wyatt promos?
Right?
moment-
Please make that happen.
The moment more than me would show up for it.
I'm so
There are 3
down for
people in
that.
this room.
At least.
Working on
Yeah,
it.
there's 3 people,
and
and
then
at least 2 of us.
and then
would
Rosie
show
would
up.
show up and heckle me. Mine's better.
I was super into this promo, but are they? What are they doing?
There are 10 matches announced for WrestleMania.
Buddy Robert.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then Jimmy Jam.
Okay, Jimmy Jam
Thank you,
Garvin, of
chat
course.
roll.
Hands
Thank
of
you.
Stone.
Woo.
Chat roll's the best.
Chat roll.
Buddy Jack Roberts. There
But
you
yeah,
go.
we've got 10 official matches plus an 11 that's all but confirmed. Are they just going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
Probably. I mean,
Oh
at
my
this
God.
point, I mean, they would rock it though.
Right.
I would
They
love
would.
to have them in there. They put a lot of meat and potatoes into it, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd be the shoe-in. Bray Wyatt would be the shoe-in to win, and then I could see him giving it to somebody else.
Are you sure? I think they've been
Right.
kind of pushing Strom a bit, like being like
Strowman, you
Black
mean?
Street- Strowman.
Yeah.
Strom. I just
Sausage
shortened
King of
it.
Chicago.
Strom.
He's a straw man.
Sweet
He's a
Breeze.
straw man.
Sweet Breeze.
Strom. Yeah, they kind of been pushing him. I mean, having everybody talk, yes, but it seemed like he was the centerpiece of it. And even like looking at the graphics and everything, I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like he was only the centerpiece just because it was promoting his match.
Yeah.
But I think Harper's been getting really good on the
They're
mic.
all great. Yeah.
Well, Harper's
Speaking-
always
speaking
been good
of
on the
Luke
mic.
Harper,
Don't
we-
even.
We actually got word Luke Harper injured his leg at the end of Raw tonight. Don't
Lord.
know the
Wow.
severity of it, but he was seen leaning up against the announcer's desk with a medical technician.
Man.
People just
So-
cannot
That's-
catch a
Stay
break.
tuned.
And Mike Johnson said, apparently Mike Johnson says it looks like Harper really hurt his ankle.
Wow.
Damn it.
So
Curse ain't lifted yet,
So
guys.
what are the Wyatts doing at Mania? There's no
the
plan.
Battle Royal is the everybody get in here match.
It is the everybody get in here match.
Everybody get in here.
Right.
Get your paycheck.
Guess so.
I mean, put it this way, not to jump too far ahead, but even Zack Ryder's going for a title at WrestleMania.
Good for
Well, you
him.
know, yeah.
I mean, don't get me. I'm not
I mean,
complaining.
like, yeah.
I love Zack Ryder, but
Yeah.
but puts things into perspective.
I just want to have video proof that I think it's going to be Mark Henry this year for the Andre the Giant battle.
Do you think?
Oh yeah,
is there-
no, I've been calling it.
Yeah,
To win it?
Ooh.
to win it because
Absolutely
they're
not.
in Texas. It's his final WrestleMania. They're gonna let him go out on a blaze of glory on the USA Network right before
That's
the
not a bad
actual
idea.
event. Yeah,
Yeah, but you might be giving them a little bit too much credit.
I think he'll.
I do that a lot.
Here's the thing. I think he'll have a great showing. I just don't know what it does for the future. As much as I love Mark
When
Henry.
has that
Yeah, I don't-
When
changed
has that-
anything?
Yeah. How did it
just-
help Cesaro?
he got Heyman who wouldn't work. He got Heyman for like a cup of
I
coffee.
know. I'm just saying. I'd like to think they would learn from the last 2 years the Battle Royal, and they would find a way to make it work. I think giving it to Mark Henry, what does that do? Nothing. Mark Henry doesn't need it. He can have a great showing, but I think him winning the Battle Royal makes it completely irrelevant because he's not going to be around that. I love Mark Henry. He's not going to be around long enough to do anything with it.
That's fair.
If anyone, Bray.
I don't think it makes a difference, and they've
think Bray
already
needs
passed
it.
Bray over so many times. It just doesn't even matter at this point.
And Bray is
that
successful.
man's just—he's rubber
It's-
at this
that's
point.
the
He's
sad
just he's
truth.
rubber.
that if anything, it's Bray. It's the Wyatt family. Ooh, could we do that?
Well, that's what I was
Could the
wondering.
Wyatt family, as a group, Freebird rule the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
I mean, if they're all left in the ring and they all just leave through the ropes, you can't really like.
They all win, I
They're
guess.
4 winners. Yeah.
And Well, speaking of that, with because there's like gotta keep moving. So Big Show, and there was that 4-on-1 beatdown that happened.
Yeah. So anyway, we showed the Andre the Battle Royal, Andre the Giant Battle Royal trophy.
Anybody want to beat up?
Yes.
And then who comes down to the
Hunger
ring?
Games Part 2.
The Big Show.
I forgot. I legitimately momentarily forgot who came out.
I'm glad
I was
it's
like, The Undertaker?
I'm glad it's not just me that's scatterbrained tonight.
Big Show.
That's fine. When he did that, all I saw was tag team.
It's like a Pavlovian response now. That's all I can think of.
Ty, who won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal trophy last year?
The Big Show.
Thank you. He hits the ring, talks a little bit about Andre, but he's interrupted by those social outcasts, which they make fun of Big Show. Adam Rose tells Axel to stop yeeing, which I love that.
Love it.
And Axel keeps doing it, which is just so funny. Big Show's in serious trouble, according to them. Hashtag, the bigger they are, the harder they fall is about to be trending. They all attack Big Show, actually get over on him. They're beating him up pretty good.
Axel
and then,
gets that sweet running knee in.
sweet running
like
knee, but that damn demon hits the ring to take everybody out, and then as Big Show decides to get on the second rope to celebrate, saying, Kane's the man, that's when Kane choke slams him off that second rope. Playa.
Kane is no one's brother.
That was an amazing moment. Seeing the Big Show go to the second rope like he never does, to tell everyone that Kane's the man like he never does,
Yeah.
to get chokeslammed off the second like he never does.
So right now, those are the only official participants.
Is the social outcast Big Show, and
And
I mean, Kane, that isn't even like official, but they were all, yeah.
He wouldn't have come out there otherwise.
Right.
That's-
Yes,
But I think
fine.
it'll be them plus Corporate Kane. Right?
Interesting.
I'm kidding. It's a battle royal.
Interesting.
Everyone
I like
enters
it.
the ring
I
first.
like
You can't
it.
do that.
As soon
like
as
it.
Corporate Kane gets out, he pulls out a mask.
Right.
Oh wait.
He's got hair now.
Rub some grease in it.
I mean, who knows? Yes, so that all happened. Kane chokeslam Big Show. We do have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal again this year. We don't know exactly who's going to be in it, but let's hope that it's, something that...
It's good people doing some good stuff.
Something interesting.
That's what we're hoping for.
And maybe Bray Wyatt could be the 8th man in this ladder match. But we can.
There you go.
Yeah. Jericho versus Fandango in a WrestleMania rematch from 2 WrestleManias ago. And I love as he's beating him up, he's just screaming at him, "You are a stupid man. You're a stupid man." And as
Was it 2 or was it 3, actually?
It was 3 years ago. It was
Yeah,
29.
3 years ago.
It was at Giant Stadium.
Good Lord, 3
Right.
years ago.
Yeah.
Not only
right.
that, Fandango won.
I know.
It was,
Yeah.
I was disappointed and upset in this match, not because of the match itself, but the fact that there wasn't a Fandango entrance.
I know.
It's like he has one job.
I know.
One job. 2 jobs. Look good in those pants. One job. And just didn't do it.
I know.
Right.
I mean, that song sold a lot on iTunes, so he did his job.
I don't like matches like this before the bell rings because it brings up remember that time we thought Fandango was going to be such a hot act that we had him go over Chris Jericho in his first
Exactly.
WrestleMania match.
That's exactly right.
And then
Remember back then?
remember that for whatever reason, whether it was our failure or his failure or your failure, remember a failure.
Oh,
It
man.
happened. You're gonna watch it again, but now through
now
our
it's-
revisionist eyes,
It's going to be way different.
Jericho is gonna win.
He's just going to trounce him. Yeah.
Well, as Jericho's about to lock in the walls, that's when AJ comes out and decides to distract Jericho by chanting Y2 Jackass. Fandango gets a roll up, almost for the fall, but not quite. Then next thing you know, Codebreaker for the win. So I kind of dug this because, AJ lost a KO due to distraction, but Jericho, even though he was distracted, did not keep him from winning. I really think, and that's when AJ hits the ring. He said, "You may be the best in the world at running from me, but there's one place I haven't competed yet in the world, and that's WrestleMania." So I think they've done a really good job of keeping this fresh, especially after already wrestling each other 3 times.
Right. The finish to this match was a little bit bittersweet for me because as much as I love, or as much as I hate, rather, distraction finishes, so I like the fact that they subverted that trope. That it looked like it was heading towards a distraction finish, and then they kind of swerved you. That being said, because the distraction finish is so common, how dumb does that make AJ Styles look that he can't even do that right? When's the last time you've seen a distraction finish not work?
That's an interesting perception.
The argument would be Kevin Owens is that much more exceptional than Fandango.
I guess.
If we're doing it, we're trying to break down the numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he is.
AJ Styles and Y2J are both 100s at distraction.
There you go. There you go.
Y2J
Okay.
is like a 95 overall, and then Fandango is like a 78,
Sure.
maybe an 80.
Maybe.
Okay.
I like it. I
So
like
all
the way you're putting
the
that.
distractions are the same.
I'll buy
but
it.
but KO is like
He's like in maybe an 85, 86.
85, 86, maybe a 90.
Maybe a 90.
Equal to an AJ Styles.
I like it. I buy it.
You gotta break those numbers down.
I buy that. Gotta crunch them numbers.
Although I have to say, a Fandango win would have thrown a lot of fuel on the Jericho fire because he's doing
sure.
this huge ego-driven thing now. We're just like, okay, Jericho,
Also,
calm
the
down.
thing is, though, Jericho did a pretty big thing by putting Fandango over 3 years ago at WrestleMania.
Oh, sure.
Don't think it was going to happen again.
Well, we saw how well it worked out.
Yes.
It was almost like they had a hat backstage, and they're like, all right, we need someone to.
Right.
All right, I'll go by the hat
Hey,
rules.
he's keeping in great shape. He looks fantastic.
Hey, he looks
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Except for not doing
And he's still great in the
damage.
ring. He's still great in the ring. I don't know why they don't just. I don't know if the song is still. It's okay to put him in something new.
Sure. Well, the
Sure.
song, I think the song has long since run its
Well,
course.
they changed the song and then brought the song back. Like,
Right.
I think that's how long this has been.
I mean,
Right.
if you have two guys that you don't know what to do with that are both incredibly talented, why not team Sandow up with Fandango?
But I mean,
in a
there's
different way. I
there's
don't
only
know.
so many hours you can fill in a week.
There's
You know, as
plenty.
much as
No.
as much as we'd love to say, oh, this guy should get a push, this guy should get a push. Really, we can even see it in the stipulation of Shane versus Taker. Raw is the only show they care about. So if you take away replays, that's maybe 2.5 hours that they've got to fill every week.
Instead of the 7 that they program.
Right.
Which is part of the problem.
Right,
If you have
exactly.
7 hours that you're programming, you should be able
Sure.
to put everybody over.
Right. Absolutely.
The problem should be if they're watching.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving on. So Kevin Owens comes out and introduces the competitors in the triple threat match. Not the ones you think, though. Stardust, Sin Cara, and Zack Ryder. And of course, they're having a solid match while KO is on commentary. And next thing you know, down comes Sami Zayn, The Miz, and Dolph Ziggler. They all get into a bit of a kerfuffle outside the ring. DQ, no contest happens. Everyone's left in the ring as Kevin Owens leaves. Everyone's confused. No one knows what the hell is going on. Cut to commercial, cut back from commercial. Steph on the phone. She's uneasy about Roman Reigns. Like, I'm going to take off. I don't feel comfortable being here around him. I don't know where he is. I'm just going to bounce. Kevin Owens comes up like a 12-year-old who has to pee, just really anxious. Like, oh, I got to talk to you. And she's like, you know what? I told you I was busy. You're pissing me off. Now you're in a ladder match against 6 other competitors at WrestleMania.
Paraphrasing, of course.
Yes, paraphrasing a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
We only got so much time. Kevin Owens, Ryder, Stardust, Sin Cara, Ziggler, Zayn, Miz. 7 people in a ladder match for the IC title at Mania.
Woo woo!
You know
There
it.
you go, Mark.
But to dissect Stephanie McMahon's logic, she's producing a television show, but she's on the phone preoccupied with other stuff.
Right.
At some point, the Intercontinental Champion asks you to make a triple threat match for the #1 contender, and she must have gone into that same hat where Fandango's name was and went, Stardust.
Well, I think
And she fed that to him before the match. Where it's like, hey, wouldn't work for the the Intercontinental. These 3. So let's not have that happen. He's like, yes, it's gonna happen.
Well, no, I feel like this was all Kevin Owens' idea.
too.
This was all
Yeah.
just a monumental trolling of Zayn, Miz, and Ziggler to make them think that they were going to get an opportunity, and then no, it's the main event 3. It's the Superstars 3.
Yeah. When he's like, it's okay, Lydia. Was it Lydia? It's okay, Lydia. No, you go take a Coke break. We're all good here.
Exactly.
I got this.
Right.
I actually like that logic.
I think
That's a
I
lot more
think,
fun.
and which I was really into this. Like when I first heard that that it wasn't those 3, I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit. But I thought that this was a really creative way to get this many more guys into the IC title picture at Mania.
It actually was thinking outside the box
And I
instead of
think,
just like a hodgepodge of all of them.
Right.
Sorry, Markia. A lot of folks in chat are saying that Zack Ryder was made to replace Neville, who got injured last week.
That makes
That's
sense.
a
That
really
makes
good
complete
point.
sense.
That's a really
that
good
makes
point.
Yeah.
absolute sense, yeah.
It's kind of depressing
Yeah.
for everyone involved, but that's a good point.
Darn it.
Wait, there isn't?
Yeah, it's just, but we already knew.
Why couldn't
Here's
it
the
have been
thing. I know a lot of people are
Right.
complaining about, so many people in matches. I get it. Here's the thing, though. With all the injuries, this was the one WrestleMania that there was not a lot of time to build up storylines. So
Right.
what are you going to do? Either have a match with not much. Now Zayn versus Owens, no one would argue. That would be amazing. That's a story that is still unfinished. And that would be perfect. But at the same time, I get it. The ladder match is still going to be super entertaining.
Oh,
yeah.
it's going to be incredible, and it very well may steal the show. I think the only case against a Zayn Owens one-on-one match is that I think the majority of the WWE universe isn't well versed in their history. True. So
Yeah.
to give them a one-on-one title match at Mania, as much as we would all love to see it happen,
We gotta remember,
it isn't feasible.
Not
Yeah.
everyone has the network. We got to
Right.
remember that.
But can't we just add Tyler Breeze in and make it an even 8 guys? Please.
Or Bray Wyatt,
Right, Bray Wyatt.
Good point.
or Mark Henry.
Sure.
Actually,
you
that's
you want Mark Henry.
that's
in
a
there.
better spot for Mark Henry. The more I think about it, whether he wins or not, like that's to put Mark Henry in a
You're
ladder
gonna-
match with all those little guys.
That's true. That's a good point.
Mark Henry trying to climb a ladder.
He's
That's
done
what
it.
I'm
He's
saying.
done it before. He's
It's
done it
happened.
before.
Oh, I just.
Do you know how many knee pads he'd have to wear?
So many.
You know how many knees he'd have to get replaced?
Yeah, let's not do
It's
that.
2. The answer's 2.
All of the knees.
Triple H
Both of
picks
them,
up
both
Steph
of
in a
them.
limousine. She says, "Hey, honey, good to see ya." And as the garage door opens, Roman Reigns is standing there. There you go.
Yeah.
He just opens the door of the limo, starts attacking Triple H, throws him up against the back limo, beats him up. Triple H fights him off briefly, hops in the limo, and they bolt out of Dodge. And there you go. Like I said, another decent segment for Roman Reigns, I thought. And I don't know why they didn't. I guess they didn't see him coming because in the back of a limo, you can't always see in front of you.
No, depending on where you're sitting, you might not be
and-
facing that direction.
And I guess the driver wasn't able to be like, Mr. H, there's a man here.
well, it was actually an Uber driver. There's
was
a
it?
limo function.
That's what it was.
Mr. H, there's a man here. He's coming after you. I don't know why he's a
Oh my God,
1920s
what is
driver.
this, a 1920s reporter or something?
There's a man here, see? And he looks really angry. He's wearing all black and his hair is really greasy.
I've seen him in the pictures.
Yeah.
In the moving pictures.
I have a feeling he might be opening your car door. I can't lock it, unfortunately. Well, actually, I can lock it. I forgot. I'm sorry.
4 stars. 4 stars.
So that happened. Becky
Love it.
Lynch and Sasha Banks sitting at the announcer's table. Charlotte versus Natty. You know, we all know they had an amazing match at Roadblock. This is a little bit shorter, of course. Still had a lot of great moments. Natty gets a sweet power bomb as well as a sharpshooter, but Charlotte gets to the ropes. Eventually hits the natural selection for the win. Markia, what do you think about this one?
I enjoyed this match as short that it was. I couldn't stand, because I'm totally on the Ty train now with that whole distraction thing. Where it's like, where Charlotte gets out of, they were tussling, and then Charlotte gets out of the ring to go eyeball Becky and Sasha for like no reason.
Yeah.
It's like, you just distracted yourself. You didn't even have the second part of that equation.
Yeah, like you weren't even being distracted. You were just
You
like,
just-
oh, hold up, you here?
Oh, wait a second. No. And then, of course, she gets laid out on the floor for that, but then just hops right back into the ring. So, yeah, that kind of took me out of it. But I will say that I love the history of Natalia and Charlotte being in the ring together.
No doubt.
Because, oh my God, Bret Hart and Ric Flair. And it's
yeah.
like, there's their progeny right there, and they're going to be,
Yep.
yeah.
Right.
So
Here's a great comment from Hussein Nahil. He says, "My cat was sleeping while I was watching Raw, but Stephanie screaming woke him up."
I like it. I like it. I think
Yeah, that was fun.
another thing that's making the distraction finishes so much more noticeable is that JBL himself was calling out how terrible it is to be distracted by someone's music.
all the time.
He said that AJ Styles had the attention span of a gnat for being distracted by Jericho. So if you're gonna have one of your announcers calling out distraction finishes, maybe ease up on the throttle.
And it only gets worse every beer JBL has in the course of the night.
And here's something you talked about. This is from AJ0314. They didn't mention that Natty made a challenge to Lana and Team Bad to an 8 Diva tag match at Mania. You mentioned on the pre-show, but Lana and Team Bad still haven't named who their 4th person is, correct?
Right.
I mean, the other person that's going to lose with them.
Exactly.
Well, Lana's first match.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm not saying it's not going to be a good showing, but it's like, look at other people that they have on that roster.
Who is it? It's Paige, Natty, and
Tamina. No, wait. Well,
It's
other team.
Team Bella, which somehow Natalia and Paige are on Team Bella.
Sure.
But also Alicia Fox, Brie Bella.
oh, there's no way they're winning that. Absolutely, Team Lana's winning that,
Right.
and Team Bad, because Naomi's due to get a step up. She absolutely deserves it. And if Lana's wrestling her first match, there's no way that she's not going.
Yeah,
But then who-
Naomi's deserved it before, and she still got passed over.
Sure.
So I don't know. I would love
taken.
for it to happen, but no, I'm not going to give
Who
them
would
that
they
much
call
credit.
up?
I want to see Naomi in a main event by SummerSlam
Right.
That'd be
for
great.
the women.
That'd be
I
great.
will second that. Yeah.
Do we all have any predictions on who we think?
Summer Rae.
Summer Rae?
I guess it could
Oh yeah,
be.
yeah. She's been wrestling.
It very
so
well could be.
They could do that.
They would
I
bury
was-
the hatchet over the whole Rusev thing that lasted
Haley.
like 8 months.
Right.
Bailey.
But then
Oh my God.
Bailey.
Yeah, but Bailey wouldn't work for them.
yeah, not on that team.
And there's no one
Yeah,
else at
no.
NXT unless they really want to bring up a surprise.
Right.
Well, Alexa
Well, Nia-
Bliss.
Damn.
Maybe
Nia
Carmella?
Jax,
Alright,
but Nia
no
Jax
hugs.
wouldn't be ready.
Carmella's
Right.
Alexa Bliss has become a really good heel.
Oh, sure. She's an incredible
She'd
heel,
be a
yeah.
good, she'd be a really good fit.
But once again, that would take a lot of explaining.
Right. But with Natalia and Summer Rae, you could just tie it into Total Divas.
Yeah, 'cause someone's saying Nia Jax, but Nia Jax is right in the middle of a major storyline at NXT. Not like that would matter.
Right.
But I don't know. Interesting to see. Maybe they'll announce it before Mania. Maybe they won't. But there is going to be an 8. So you know what? That means we're going to have 11 women wrestling on WrestleMania. Party on.
Party on.
There you go.
And we got 2
I thought you were
matches.
going for a completely different reference. I thought you were we're gonna have 8 women wrestling at WrestleMania in
A
tag team match. Come on, Johnny.
That's why you're here, Soapbox
Mark,
Mark.
you're a scholar and a gentleman.
I'll tell you what, Mike, there's no one else out there like you.
And the bee's knees, Johnny.
You might make it to a 5th star.
Oh, man. I'm going to take you to a picture show.
Moving pictures.
A picture show.
Bubba Dudley defeats R-Truth. They beat him up afterwards. Goldust makes a save, but then a 3D to Goldust, but then those Usos get the tables. The question is, do we see the Usos and the Dudleys at a match at Mania? I'm assuming a tables match. Is that official,
That
or
is
is it
official.
happening?
That's official.
The match is official. Has the
Oh, no.
stipulation been
The
official?
stipulations as of this moment, just tag team match.
Right.
Tag team match.
Tag team match. Emphasis on the team.
I
I
think
can
the
see
real
that-
question. Oh,
No, I can
I
see
think-
that being a tables match.
You know what? Patrick Atz, as snarky as he's being tonight, which, hey, do you, buddy. He does say, if you add Eva Marie to that 8-woman
Oh.
match,
I was thinking.
the crowd would automatically get into it.
That's
and
a-
she
that's a
fits,
very good point.
She fits with that team.
That's a
She
phenomenal
liked it.
point, actually, Patrick.
And her
Good-
tag
good on
team
you.
work on NXT is amazing. She lets all the people in the ring do the work, then tags herself in to get the pin. It's amazing.
And just
Nice.
to get nuclear heat.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
You know what? It's
Okay.
Patrick.
That's a great point.
That would be the perfect play because she's already on Total Divas.
right.
She's on posters for pay-per-view. She doesn't
Yep.
appear on. Like,
Sure.
she makes
Okay.
the most sense.
Imagine that entire stadium going all red. So good.
But how's she been in the ring lately? I mean,
She's
you
improved.
guys-
she will
because
do
it
great
was-
in an 8-woman tag match.
Yeah, exactly. Like Mark
That's-
said,
that says everything.
she's been primarily doing tag team stuff on NXT, teaming with Nia Jax, which is kind of the perfect scenario. You know, you let Nia Jax be the muscle. Eva Marie's just there to get nuclear heat and take crazy, ridiculous hard kicks from Asuka, and then everyone's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also I think Emma's a very good. Someone, Chris M.
Yeah.
Cheryl says Emma's been doing fantastic work.
Yes.
Great heel.
And even Dana
She's Emma.
Brooks also won me over. Emma's a fantastic heel. I think they have a lot of good choices. This could be Emma's way to get a second chance in the main roster. They have a lot of options. I would love it to be a surprise at WrestleMania. I don't
Me
need to
too.
know ahead of
Yeah.
time, but
too.
they're
Plus,
going to
if
tell
they
us.
if
but-
they healed her, it wouldn't matter how much she shoplifted. So you know,
Right.
it wouldn't matter.
Nope.
Right.
Well, no, and
Not
she
at all.
down on NXT, she's super like black lipstick. Is how we know she's a
Yeah,
heel.
super
There we
goughed
go.
out evil Emma.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
she's been really she's
Oh,
really
I-
changed the whole thing, and I like that a lot. So I hope they don't tell us. I'd like to be a surprise, but we'll see. All right, here we go. Well, closing out the show, we had Vince McMahon. He hit the ring, and it was very, very interesting. He runs his mouth about Shane, calls Taker his bitch, and then says
As
if
you do.
Taker doesn't win at Mania, this will be his last WrestleMania. Didn't expect this when Vince was like, I have an announcement to make.
Right?
I kind of thought it was something like this, but I didn't.
Yeah, it was
Do we
like,
think they're empty
okay.
words? Like,
But he called
these are-
Taker his bitch. I mean, now it's like you have. I'm very
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah,
I don't know. At this point, I think it could go either way. I mean, I would buy either stipulation.
I mean, well, think about it. how they are always raising the stakes. How much higher could they have gone? And I was like, I'm gonna slit this guy's throat. That's about it.
They
That's
have
the
come
next
pretty
step.
close on
I'm going to use a chainsaw.
Yes, I'm gonna
Some
take
of
your
these-
left hand.
Some
Right.
of these Mania matches are coming pretty close to like literal bodily harm.
Right.
That we need to bring the stakes to more realistic level of like you can never wrestle the one match a year you wrestle.
Yeah.
If you lose that one match.
And Vince agrees now with Shane about the whole being a bitch thing. Remember Shane said it last
Yep.
week? This week, Vince like, well, I thought about it, and he's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Vince is going to say that when he's not around and chokeslam him.
Yeah, he's got his big boy britches on.
Right,
now.
exactly.
I don't know. It's confusing. Well, to close out the show, as Vince leaves, Dean Ambrose hits the ring. He takes on Braun Strowman in the main event of the evening. Strowman all over him early on. Ambrose makes a comeback, ends up using the chair for a DQ. Dirty Deeds on the chair. And basically, Raw closes when Ambrose is chilling on the announcer's table. And with Paul Heyman on commentary, just saying, I'm an advocate.
Oh, my.
I like this. They're claiming that there are 3 main events and each of them get their own go home. Each of them get their own main event on Raw.
That's a very good point. I hadn't thought about
Like
that.
last week it was the Taker match. This week it's Ambrose. Next week it'll be Reigns.
Right.
The 3 main events will all get a main event on Monday Night Raw.
I like that.
That's nice.
So,
Yeah.
once again, another bit of a polarizing Raw. I enjoyed it, but hey, people are entitled to their own opinion. Regardless, with all the injuries, it's still going to be a fun WrestleMania card. We're all stoked to be going, and if you're going in chat roll, we'll all be there. Maybe we'll do a big meetup or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should
Working on it.
Are we? Okay, good. Fucking
Emails
Soapbox
are being
Mark.
sent.
Soapbox Mark's fantastic.
5 stars.
With that said, before we close out, our friend Christian Rosenberg, host of SmackDown After Show, he's got an announcement to make.
Hey guys!
Oh, hi.
Hey!
Didn't see you there.
I was here the entire time.
did a run-in.
You had no idea.
was
And
really
yet said
weird.
nothing somehow.
He did a run-in.
I was so mesmerized by the breakdown tonight.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were just saying, Johnny, how we'll be down there in Dallas having fun over Mania. Mark is going to be setting up a meetup. We also got an awesome comedy show that is happening. If you were there last year in San Jose, we did a great show with Dolph Ziggler and John Morrison.
Yeah.
And we're doing another one at the Dallas Comedy House April 1st at 11 o'clock this year. So far, the guests right now, and more will be announced probably this Thursday on SmackDown. But right now, I can announce we have Ring of Honor star Dalton Castle, as
love
well
Dalton
as
Castle.
former NXT star and independent wrestling big timer Sami Callihan, aka Solomon Crow.
Yes.
And you'll see me perform. Actually, my SmackDown co-host, Mr. Scott Narver, will be performing as well.
What, Scott?
And yeah, Scott will be there. And all of the ticket sales, they all go to Pause for a Cause, which is money that's donated for canine cancer research. You go to DallasComedyHouse.com. You can buy our tickets there. I will post a link on the YouTube page. And I literally was just texted about an hour ago. They just added 50 more seats to the theater.
Nice.
Yes.
Because we need them.
Let's fill them.
Nice.
Let's fill them right now.
They will be filled up. Steven is buying like 20 tickets right now.
I'm just saying, people in chat roll want me on the show.
Because I'm
I'm not the one who booked it, but
but
I can certainly make a call.
I know I'm a comic. I'm not an improv person, but I'm pretty good at it
That's
too.
fine.
Just saying.
I am an improviser, and I've been friends with the person who is booking that show, and I'm not on that show.
Marquia did it with me last year.
Yes, I'm a part of the team, and I've done it each time, and doing it again in IO.
It's
when
fun
we
to watch.
Come back
What-
in
what
April.
night of the week is
And
it?
I'm
It's going to be the
improviser.
Friday night, April 1st. It'll be after the NXT show.
11
It's
p.m.?
11 p.m. Must be 18 to go. Sorry, kids that are up late watching this live.
Good deal.
But yeah, DallasComedyHouse.com. You can tweet me for more details. Well, I'll put the link up.
So once again, run down the lineup. We got you, we got Narver, we got Dalton Castle, we got Sami Callihan. Who else we got?
Well, those are the big names announced. I will have more this Thursday on SmackDown. It's a
Yeah,
typical
same.
independent show. Card
same.
stuff can
Question in
change.
chat roll. Will Dalton bring the boys?
Will Dalton bring the boys?
That's what I was wondering. The boys.
You know what?
Can I be a boy?
You know what?
How many boys does
You
he
go
need?
to the show, you'll find out for yourself.
Oh!
Okay, I'm doing a run-in. Everyone's saying I should do a run-in.
Let's break some hearts.
Do it.
All right, so there we go. Friday night after NXT TakeOver, Dallas Comedy House. Obviously, hit Rosie up on social media for it, and I'm sure it's going to sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Yep,
it.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I might buy 20 seats just to flip them No, that would be
Just
wrong.
to-
That would be wrong.
Steve will be out scalping.
to literally flip them.
Time Matthews, put yourself over.
You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Ty Matthews PMA, as well as various other after shows. We got The Magicians in about 55 minutes. The Second Chance season finale is this Sunday. And, of course, Lucha Underground every Thursday night. And, of course, watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And we had a great taping this weekend.
Yeah,
Marquia
we
McCarty,
did.
go.
Ooh, and I'm Marquia McCarty. You can follow me on Instagram if you want to see pictures of me, and and Twitter at Marquia McCarty, MarkeiaMcCarty. If you love live comedy, I'll be in Big Yellow Taxi tomorrow in Hollywood at Pack Theater. It's Taxi Cab Confessions meets improv, so it's
Yeah.
all kinds of fun. And if
right.
you're going to WonderCon this weekend, I will be there on Saturday at the Orphan Black panel at a Guinan the series. I'm going to be interviewing her. It's a actual fan created series featuring Guinan. Love it. Very excited. So I hope to see you at WonderCon all day Saturday.
Steve Kaufman.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufman. That is KAUFMANN. I will also be at WonderCon this weekend doing a bunch of cool stuff there. And find me on Twitter and I'll talk about everything else.
Sweet. I'm at the Brea Improv all this weekend, opening for Tommy Johnigan, super funny comedian. And Wednesday, April 27th, I'll be headlining the Brea Improv. It's over a month ahead of time. If you're in SoCal, please come out to the show. Otherwise, at Jay Quasto, JLoComedy.com. Wrestling and Padre is going to have a really big guest this week, so make sure you listen. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.